Kroger had a sale on pork butt this week, so I purchased one for 99 cents a pound. I got a almost 8-pound roast. I cut it in half. I trimmed all the fat off that I could find, and then I put a rub on it, and it's part this with some brown sugar. My kids don't like it overly spicy, so mixing these together seems to help. And I'm going to let that marinate for a little bit, and then we're going to cook that up in the Instant Pot. It's also a huge time saver to cook your meat one time and then use it in multiple applications throughout the week. If you don't think you're going to use it all in the same week, you can freeze it into smaller containers and then add it to your recipes later on. I should be able to get 4 dinners out of this. I will show you some recipes ahead so you know what you can do with pork butt when it's on sale. 99 cents a pound for me is a great price inside the pot. Okay, once the meat is brown, I took it out and I'm going to add to this pot some chicken broth. Okay, to that I added, what is that, about 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of liquid smoke. We're just gonna let that, I mix that up in here. I deglaze the pan some, and I'm basically doing the same thing I would do for my ribs. I'll put my ribs that I did in the Instant Pot recipe right up there at the top for you to click on. I'm going to put the pork roast back in here and cook it for about 90 minutes, and hopefully that makes it nice and shreddable. It's been 90 minutes and I'm shredding up the meat. You can kind of see that it's all just pulling off the bone. I'm going to shred this all up, mix it some with the sauce, and we're going to serve it for dinner tonight on hamburger buns, a side of tater tots, and a little bit of salad. So this is the first meal with this, and then we'll see what we have left over. But I'm going to take this all off the bone. It's going to be delicious. Look at it. Oh my gosh. It's just going to shred up perfectly. Okay, let me get that all off the bone and show you what it looks like. Whoa, it's hot. You can see the steam coming off of there, but you can see it just pulled right apart from the bone. Whoops. Pulled right apart from the bone. And I shredded up a bunch of it. This is about maybe 1/3 of what we have in the big pot. And we're going to serve this for dinner. If anybody wants extra, I can come back and get more, but I think this will be enough for everybody tonight. Here's our giant plate of food. Dave is having 2 sandwiches and some salad. The other kids are just having 1 sandwich and either some salad or carrots, depending what they want, along with some tater tots. So if you make nothing from this video, except for this dressing, you're ahead. This dressing is amazing. I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So in this container right here, I have 1 avocado. I'm going to put it in my blender and make the whole dressing. It's super easy and it's very fast. It's delicious, and you're going to want to make this over and over again. Once you make it, I store mine in this mason jar like this in my refrigerator, and it doesn't even turn brown, even with the avocado in it. This is a great use for frozen avocado too, because sometimes when you freeze avocado, you lose a little bit of the flavor. Putting it in a dressing like this is a great use for it. Great application. So I just have a NutriBullet, Ninja Bullet, any one of those kind of things works. You could use a regular blender if you don't have that. So I'm going to put in 1 avocado, 1/2 cup of oil to my avocado. Any kind of oil works. This is actually canola oil. I've used regular olive oil. I've used extra virgin olive oil. It's all good. It doesn't really matter. Once you put the other flavors in it, you can't tell the difference that much. 1/2 cup of maple syrup or honey. And because I don't like my dressing super sweet, I'm doing about 1/4 cup here. You can see this is maple syrup. So I'm just going to pour that in. You can adjust the sweetness. So if you like it sweet, put the whole 1/2 cup in. If you don't like it sweet, maybe 1/4 cup, or maybe a couple of tablespoons, and you can add it as you go. To that, I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of cilantro. And I'm not going to lie, this is probably more like a cup, and it was frozen cilantro. And I love cilantro, so I'm just going to add that all in. Basically one bunch of cilantro. If I have too much in there, I'll just add a little bit more liquid. A couple of cloves of garlic. I'm just going to use up the 2.5 or so that I have in there. And a half a cup of lime juice. I'm not gonna lie, fresh lime juice is better, but this is what I have. So I'm gonna use this bottle that I think I got it. I think I got from Aldi, I'm not sure, but there you go. Half a cup of lime juice. A little bit of ginger, and this is just ginger paste. I'm gonna add a little scoop of that. It says about 1 tablespoon of ginger, so that's about a tablespoon. And 1 to 2 tablespoons of sriracha, depending on how hot you like it. So I'm gonna say that's probably good for us. And then you would just put the lid on and blend it up until it's creamy. If it's too thick, you can just add either a little bit more lime juice, a little bit of water. That's it. So let's blend this up and see what happens. Okay, now you're just gonna taste it. You can use this as a dip, dressing, sauce on meat. It's so good. I kind of like it like this, thick and creamy, almost like a dip. So I'm gonna leave mine like this, but if you want yours thinner, more like a dressing, you would add maybe a 1/4 cup of water, stir it up, give it a little more zhizh on the blender there. See where your consistency is, and then go from there. I like mine like this, almost like a dip. So this is my salad. I'm gonna get a clean spoon, and I like to dress my salad before I put my hot meat on it. So I'm gonna dress my salad. This is just some greens I picked out of my garden. A few green beans I picked up out of my garden. There's some sugar snap peas in here. A little bit of chopped up onion, a couple pieces of cucumber, and 3 cherry tomatoes, and pretty much that's what I'm having. And I'm going to take some of my pork from last night, heat that up, and put that on top of my salad. It's so delicious. And I don't want to waste any. Oh my gosh. I could lick the whole bowl. It's so good. And this will definitely last for a week in your refrigerator. Homemade avocado dip / dressing couldn't be easier, and it's so delicious. You have to try this. If you try nothing else, try this. If you can't eat it all in a week, share it with your friends. They'll be so happy. They'll love you. If you can see this, but this bowl is giant, and there's a whole bunch of meat left over from our pulled pork the other night. So I'm going to heat some up in a frying pan, and we are going to put this on salad. So warm meat on salad was one of our favorite meals. Okay, warm meat on salad is one of Dave's and my favorite meals. Max, not a fan, but I will put some veggies on his plate and a little bit of meat on the side for him. Probably also make up a little bit of rice for my kiddos too, so they have some. I'm just gonna do mine really quick right here so you can see. I just like to do this in a frying pan. Take a little bit of my meat. I like it to be a little bit crispy. I'm having this for lunch today. So I'm just gonna have a little bit of meat cooked up like that. We like it to get crispy, and then I like to flip it. I don't know, the crispy bits are my favorite, so I do like to crisp it up a little bit. Feel those brown pieces in there? That's my favorite part. And then once that's heated up, I just throw it on top of my salad. I dress my salad first because I really like the dressing on the lettuce and not so much on the meat, but it's all good. Honestly, you could even add more dressing if you wanted to the top. A little bit of cheese, like I said. Oh, these tongs are not working for me. There we go. And that is lunch. That's lunch. Tonight we are going to have shredded pork pizzas. So I took these little mini naan. I took these little mini naan that I got on clearance from Kroger, $2.29 for these. I have, I don't know, about 1.5 packages out. And I've put some barbecue sauce on the pizza. I'm going to cook up the pork in my skillet right there, and then we're going to add some shredded cheese to the top right here, and we are going to call this dinner done in front of a movie. We're going to watch a movie in the living room and eat pizza.
I have one. So could we please watch, like, have you ever seen Venom before?
Yes, we've seen Venom.
It might be good. I haven't no, but the stall is very good. But something ate it.
Okay.
It's a spider. It's basically a spider.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do these little mini pizzas, shredded mozzarella cheese, and I will show you the end result when they come out of the oven. Kat is grating up the cheese for me and doing a great job tonight to help me.
It made the zip yummy.
And I am browning my meat in the skillet. And if you wanted to make something similar, but you don't have clearance naan, you could definitely do this on tortillas and make barbecued pork quesadillas, which are also delicious and basically the same ingredients, except for instead of mozzarella cheese, I would use either taco cheese or a shredded cheddar. Here are the pizzas finished, mini pizzas finished. Tonight's dinner is inspired by these dumplings I found hidden in the back of my freezer. We are going to have these tonight. In my pan, I am sauteing up some cabbage and a little bit of baby broccoli. And we're going to have that with some rice and some Korean-style pork. I'm just going to do my rice in my Instant Pot. For our family, I'm doing 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. All I do is hit the rice button, and that's it. It does the rest. When that timer goes off, the rice is done. On my veggies, I just drizzle a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and I'm cooking them up in the pan. You can also do these in your air fryer. And if you like, you could add a little bit of garlic and ginger to these and it would be delicious too. So in my bowl here, I have a 1/2 cup of soy sauce. To that, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of honey. If I can get it out of here. If you don't want to use honey, you could use brown sugar or any kind of sweetener, I guess, would work. This is garlic and ginger paste, and I'm just going to add a big scoop of that to my mixture. Kind of like maybe a tablespoon or so. And this is the sauce we're going to cook the meat in. It's about 3 cups of pulled pork in there, and I'm going to add the sauce to that. Okay, I'm just going to stir this around, mix it around, get all the flavors in the pork, and then we're going to make our bowls. I also found these frozen cookies in our freezer, so I'm trying to clean everything out, so I'm baking cookies. If you want, you can top it with a little bit of the sauce, which is one of my favorites. This plate of food is the meat that I made, the pork that I made, the broccoli and cabbage on a bed of rice with some little dumplings on the side. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you liked the recipes. If you do, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I guess, if you don't. Click on the link in the middle to subscribe, and if you'd like to watch other videos I've made, click on those to the left.